Check. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the BOBCAST
BOBCAST.
with Kristina Murray.
Yeah.
We are very excited.
Happy to be here.
Hell yeah.
This is the most professional podcasting situation I've been in.
Wow.
We're trying.
Mostly people just do it over Zoom.
Yeah,
We didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
we don't want that.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this is pro as hell.
Yeah,
We're
that's great to
finding-
hear.
I'm impressed.
We're finding our
That's
flow.
great. Thank
We're finding our flow with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So how you been doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm a little tired today, but I'm good. I worked last night, and then I went over to a buddy of mine was tracking for his new record today, so I went over there and hung out with him for a bit. And do you know J.P. Harris?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's been around Nashville forever.
Yeah,
He's a
I've
country
heard of
guy,
him.
and I guess he's working on a new record. So I went over to the east side and hung out with him and his band for a bit, and had a poke bowl. It was good.
Nice.
It was really good. And then came home and then came here. So here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other work do you do besides music?
I do a couple things. I bartend still. I've been in that for a couple years. So that's why I'm tired today. And then I also work about 20 hours a week for a nonprofit called the Nashville School of Traditional Country Music.
Oh wow.
And it's kind of just getting the ball rolling over the last 4 or 5 years. But it's a school that is dedicated to passing on and preserving the traditional sounds of country music and everything that entails. So that's, fiddle playing and banjo and guitar and traditional sounds and, flat foot dancing and the fashion element of that. And anyway, it's pretty cool. Again, it's just kind of like getting rolling, and
That
it's
sounds
kids and
really
adults.
cool.
And I think it's just me and the founder right now. So we're trying to like, get it moving. But anyway, so I do that. I just started doing that about 4 months ago. So, that's kind of what I do. And then music.
Hell yeah.
So.
Are you going on any tours anytime soon?
No, not really. I had a booking agent for about a year and a half or so, or maybe just about a year, and then that agency kind of dissolved. So I'm doing it alone again. And I guess I'm tired of that shit.
I know, me too.
It's so much work. So
That's why I'm doing the podcast. Man. Tired of, we got to try.
Here's the money. That's the money.
We don't know. We're gonna find out.
We're going to try.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. So right now, I basically just take gigs when people offer them to me. I mean, I would love to be doing more of that stuff, and I'm sure we'll get into this more, later in this episode. But But my focus this year is to record a record to have to put out next year. So that's the extreme focus. And if I'm trying to like tour and book shows and et cetera, figure out how to pay for all that, because it's still I'm still paying for it all.
I know.
That kind of takes away from that extreme focus of I need something new.
Cool. When was your last record?
2018. So it's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah. And I do like to say, well, pandemic fucked everything up, as we all know, So
It did.
Yeah.
it really did. So I'm trying to give myself some grace and some, leeway around all that. But yeah, 2018. But, it's for the last 3 years, I've put out at least a single, just a random one-off kind of thing. So I'm not too worried about it. You know what? I can't be, I can't get worked into that. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
You can, like for me, I've been so busy on the road and everything that I don't have time to write hardly, and I can't really write on the road very good.
Yeah.
So I came up with a kind of a strategy, a 3-album strategy of like, the first album is 13 more trucking songs.
Okay.
And then the second album is 11 Western Tales.
Okay.
And then the third one is 12 Bluegrass Barn Burners.
Okay.
So I got 13 more trucking songs, and then I just started writing titles. I was like, Space Trucker, Keep on Trucking, Trucking for Jesus.
Yeah, I love that one.
Truck Driving Woman, Psycho Trucker. She cut the brake lines on my truck.
I like that one too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good framework. That's kind of a good way to
So
do it.
then I just went, and then I had all the titles.
Yeah.
And then I just started hammering out the songs. I wrote it all in like a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be really bad, or this is going to be good. I don't know. This could come out. Because it was like I had to wake up and be like, I usually don't force it like that, but I had to.
That's the kind of songwriting exercise that people pay a lot of money to go to songwriting school for. So you did it on your own, you know what I mean?
I did it on my own, and I set up the mics and recorded it myself.
Yeah. Is that the name of the titles? 13 more truck driving songs.
Yeah.
12, not
11
10.
Western Tales. And I already started writing those. I got the Deserts of Laredo, the Bandit of Vallejo, like all these 11 Western Tales.
Yeah. Do you know what that reminds me of? Are you a Ween fan at all? Did you ever listen to
I
Ween?
am.
Yeah, 12 Golden Country Greats.
Yeah.
With 10 tracks
Yeah.
on it.
Yes,
Which, I mean, I think everybody knows now why it's titled that.
Well, I don't know that.
Because it's only 10 tracks on the record. Mm-hmm. It's called that because of the like hot shot session players that they had on the album. It's 12 of them. So it's like
okay.
like
Nice.
Lloyd Green is on there, and they name check them all in one of the songs. I can't off the top of my head remember what it is, but yeah. So that's kind of what that is reminding me of, and I love that record. Such a huge influence
great.
on me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, no, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ween.
I love Ween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Ween's
crazy
great.
because you're really country.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, especially when you sing and stuff, it's like, but like Ween really isn't real country.
No,
but
they had that one great record though. It's a country ass record.
Yeah,
man.
it
It's
makes
so
you.
good.
When I was younger, when that came out, that was like one more little thing that was like, well, maybe it is cool to play country.
Yeah. Oh hell
Ween
yes.
did it, and then it was, and then it
Yeah.
was like Gigi Allen made a country record,
right.
and so I remember the Ween thing was definitely one more thing that kind of like reminded me that
You can do it. And
and it's great.
And it's good. I mean, I have had, I had a friend last year, and he was like just getting into country music, and he's mid-20s or something, and I felt kind of like envious of him because I was like, oh my god, you get to like discover all this shit.
Oh,
like,
man.
you get to hear Merle Haggard
man.
deep cuts for the first time. You know what I mean? Like,
that, yeah.
I'm so jealous of you that you get to hear these songs like with fresh ears. And you have so much. You have so much that you get to dig into. And I mean, I feel like I almost always say this in interviews, but one of the reasons why I love country music so much is that it's kind of a gift that keeps on giving. It's like a never-ending treasure chest. You can find shit maybe that you heard 10 years ago, but that you kind of brushed it off, and then now you're like hearing it now kind of for the first time. And there's so much stuff that's on records and vinyl that never made it to any sort of streaming services at this point.
Yeah.
So there's so much to discover. You can always find something new with country music. But anyway, I feel envious of people that get into country for the first time. Not just sonically, but also, lyrically. Like the shit that has been written in country music, since 1940 to, I'll say, 2000.
Stops there.
Yeah. I mean, just unreal. It's like some of the best lines you've ever heard. One of my favorite lines in any country song is in Crying Time by Buck Owens. It's like, tears are only rain to make love grow. Whew.
Yeah.
It's just like, That's just off the top of my head, but it's
But it's still coming, and I don't think it's just the 2000 thing. I think like even your songs, some of your songs, yeah.
Now we're in the flattery part of the podcast.
Well, that's why you're here. We're not gonna lie. We made our
wouldn't have
list.
you here if we didn't think you were great. So
Well, we made our list of like our for sure's that we were like, if we're gonna try it,
Yeah.
So we didn't know if we're really gonna do it. But we're like, let's just pick 10 people that we know we like, and but what you're saying was, the 2000 thing. It does seem like country music, like what society thinks it is, like pop country and stuff. Yeah, that's a little rough.
It's rough.
That's rough, but
it's not anything.
But there's real country though, like if you, like you, and maybe some stuff that hasn't been written yet, and maybe someone that's just coming up right now.
I mean that's the idea, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of the great thing about songs and being a songwriter. Yeah, I mean you'll know like. It's there in the ether. You just gotta
So there's some that haven't been written.
There is. I mean, that's why I keep going at it.
I was thinking about you the other day when I was writing this song. I started writing a song. I didn't finish it, but it was like I could hear a female voice, and it was something like, "I don't want you to see the bad side of me." Mm-hmm. But I couldn't remember if there was already. I know there's fight inside of me, but it's something like, "I don't want you to see the bad side of me," or something like the bad side of me, and then, but like it's always there. We just have to.
Sure, as long as the content is interesting.
You just have and consistent.
And now I'm worried: is this content interesting?
This content is interesting, especially when you start singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
it's not on a record or anything. I think it'll probably go on a new record that I'm gonna have finished by the end of this year.
Hell yeah!
But it's called Just a Little While Longer. Don't I know already the unfortunate truth? That's just what comes along with loving a man like you. And here I go again, tears rolling down my face. And even I know the second-rate show ain't gonna make you stay. So let me love you just a little while longer. It may be a lonely way, but to me, it's the only way. And every day I fall a little deeper under. Thinking that I'm playing cool, but I'm just playing a fool. And I tried to resist it, Lord, I tried like hell. Like fighting off the moon and stars and gravity herself. So I'll take my solace in memories of the past and the sun on the horizon at the end of my glass. And loving you just a little while longer. It may be a lonely way, but to me, it's the only way. really funny is about a year ago, I did this kind of like not a reassessment, but I looked at like some of my own personal goals and expectations as a artist, and some things that I were like, oh, this is like the topmost thing that I would really love to do. Like I'd love to play Newport or Stagecoach, festivals, and I'd love to play the Ryman and the Opry. And then I started to be like, okay, like if these things don't happen for you, you need to in your heart and your mind, like be okay with that, and like maybe reconsider or just reassess some things about your career and expectations that you have. So I kind of just looked at it and I was like, all right, well, if I never play the Ryman, I'll be okay. Or if I never stand on stage at the Ryman, I'll be okay. If I never, play Stagecoach or Newport, or fucking Bonnaroo, like I don't even care about that anymore. At one point in my life I did, but like, those kind of things. I kind of just like crossed them off the list, but I kept Grand Ole Opry because I was like, I would really like to do that. And that doesn't seem like it should be that far out of reach, just because I know so many people that are in the house band.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Have sang on it before. And it's kind of, I feel like you kind of just need a big spark, and then you get to sing and play, have a debut on the Opry. It's only 3 songs, but anyway, so I did all that, and I looked at the Ryman and I was like, you know what? I love that place, but it's not likely that I'll ever get to play or sing there. I don't know. But, so I said that, and then, like, pretty much, like, 2 or 3 weeks later, my buddy Brent Cobb was like, hey, do you want to do this benefit for Georgia music? It's at the Ryman.
Yeah.
You get to say, like, he was like, we always do, like, a feature, a spot of, like, up-and-coming songwriters. And it's 3 songwriters. Do you want to play it? And he was like, you just play one song by yourself. So I was like, hell yeah.
You did it. That's what I'm saying.
So it was just, and then 2 months later, May of last year, we did this benefit for Georgia Music Foundation, which keeps aims to keep music in public schools in Georgia. And I'm from Atlanta. So it was like pretty close to my heart. And anyway, so I got to do that. I was the second person in the whole bill, the whole night to play. I went out and played one song by myself on stage at the Ryman. It was like so intimidating, but just really cool and just special for me, because that's, it's this hallowed ground for a country artist. And if that's the only time that ever happens for me, like, fuck yeah. I did it. So maybe the goal is to like start crossing shit off and see if that's like juju,
Well, I want to hear now. Can we hear the song?
This song is so funny because I wrote it in like 2016 when I was going through a breakup, and my partner at the time told me it wasn't a good song, and it's been my like, I mean, and that's neither here nor there. It doesn't even matter. But it's just funny because you just never know. Like, yeah, I did a podcast taping actually on this past Monday, and the guy asked me, he was like, well, how do you know like when a song is a really good song? And I said, well, if it's not a good song, you can be damn sure I'm not playing it out. So it's never going to see the light of day. If I'm playing it and you've heard it, I at least think it's good enough to play and perform it in front of you. So you're getting like,
I'm not playing a bad song for you.
Right.
Yeah. I just performed that for you.
So anyway, yeah, this is a funny song. How empty the bottle, how tall the glass. I was like, I had known like Stardust and Redheaded Stranger and those Willie, kind of later Willie records before I moved here. But then when I moved to Nashville, I got really into the super early Willie Nelson stuff. So like this album And I Wrote, which is such an unbelievable record. The Party's Over is another one. He's just those first like handful of Willie Nelson records when he was here are just really meaningful to me. It's really pre-Dylan-ish, right? It's really pre like super cerebral songwriting kind of country writing. But melodically, I love all those records. So I was trying to write in that vein. I was listening to a lot of that, and so I was trying to write in that vein when I wrote this. It's one of only 2 songs I've ever written drunk. And I was like sitting. I was like hitting a roadblock here and there. But I was sitting in my kitchen. I had this like high top table where I would like eat and also write, and it was a real small kitchen, and it was right next to my refrigerator. So I was like trying to write this song, and then I was kind of not getting anywhere, and then I was like, well, I need another beer, and so I was like trying to lean back to get to open the fridge like that, and then I was like, God, Tina, just like get up and go to the fridge. This is a 2-step process. And then I was like, oh my God, that's the line. It's just a 2-step process from the fridge to the cup. So anyway, that's kind of where it came from. Anyway, it's called How Empty the Bottle, How Tall the Glass. Alone again, just how you left me. I'm a little bit worse for the way you're gone again. Ain't it just like being ambitious when you're not there? I get wiser with every drink, and all this blue has got me to think how empty the bottle, how tall the glass. I'll never be the one that you dream of. I should be, so this hurt might out. You'll always be another woman's man. We're no use to tie you down. Anyhow, I'm sitting crying, hunched over my beat, watching for the bottom until it turns clear. How empty the bottle, how tall the glass. I got a bad habit of drinking to death. I must have died 100 times since you've been in my head. It's just a 2-step process from the fridge to the cup. I pour out these memories and I tip them all up. And I'm the smartest woman around here for miles, 'cause I figured out a way to forget you for a while. How empty the bottle, how tall the glass.
Patreon.com/Bob Wayne. For the full episode, head over to patreon.com/Bob Wayne. Over.